Welcome back, adventurers. For this adventure, we're back at my favorite place, Texana Ranch. You may notice that the normal T7 is sitting right there. Meanwhile, I'm on a different sounding bike. It's because I'm on a 1985 XR 350. The reason is, remember this crash?
That was a good crash.
Yeah, it turns out that would mess up way more of the bike than I had understood, so... Luckily, I had brought both bikes with me, just on the off chance I wouldn't be able to fix the T7 in time for the Sprint Enduro. Why? Well, because it would turn out I would strip one of the frame bolts and kind of bend in one of the frame supports, so it was less optimal to race in. Meanwhile, the old XR, she got a Kickstarter, but she starts every time you kick her. Ish. What I learned about this whole Kickstart business is that last time when I marked on the T7, it was far better because I had that little button. This one, well, I would eventually give up and just end up riding the ATV because I'm lazy. So to slightly veer off the norm, what happens here? One of the reasons why I really love this place is that I get to see my nephews a lot, and my dad, and family, and it's just a great place to go ride. And find anything you could want to ride, from easy to I should have probably rethunk that.
She's ready to go.
Anyway, on with the show. Now I mentioned I love Texana Ranch, and I frickin' do, but the race was actually going to be 95 degrees that day and hella humid. So setting out in the morning, I tried to have enough water in me just so I wouldn't have to pee. I got to my first test with plenty of time to spare, and I'd like to note out the gentleman on the walkie-talkie. This man's name is Kenny. If you run into him and he says something, you just reply, "Yes, sir," and do it. He's the president of the club, so, respect what he says, please. And surely on a race weekend, you'll meet his wife, Lynn. Be nice to her, too, because I guarantee she's going to be nice to you. This young lady here, while doesn't often make an appearance to the lease, is one to also respect. If you ever had that dirt bike mom out there, this is who she would be. Her name's Joyce. For her, it's yes ma'am. If you remember the start of the last Enduro, her son was the one that actually wished me good luck at the start of my first test there. Holy cow, was it super fun getting back out on a dirt bike. However, my piss poor planning left me without a visor on my helmet, so it was quite bright. Now, I'm a fast rider by no means, but what I do love is the sound of this motorcycle. And so we're just going to kind of skip around here in the loops and find some interesting parts of the track, but, if you're a new rider, advanced rider, I can almost guarantee that you're going to love this race. And luckily for me, a very large man, there's a race in the spring, which is far cooler. Finally came to the end of my first loop of 3, where I realized that my front brake was, well, let's just call it spongy, and my back brake was, well, let's just call it 1985. We'll spare you with loop 2 and 3. Just know that consistency was this guy, in that as slow as I went the last time, I went the same speed the second time, and the third time.
Hello again.
How's it going?
I'm tired.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
You're young.
Ah, whatever.
At least I was chipper starting the third run. Again, I gotta spare you with that crap. So I completed my third loop of my first test, which was
Combined age
just
of
a bunch
80.
of twisty, turny, sandy shit. So it looked like this when I got back to the trailer to it
Sounds
just
good.
a ton
Ready
of
to go.
liquid. And then start the second test.
When I'm dreaming, I go that fast. Fuck. Fuck.
Alright, I've done it. Check the box. I rode the 1985 XR350 in a race, but you know what? Fuck it. Not again with this Kickstarter. I'll Kickstarter all the way. I'm over 40. You know,
Well, I have no front brake. That's cool.
at this point, my out-of-shape self was teetering on, well, not making it. So when I came across this queue of riders, well, I did what I had to do.
Oh, shit.
Nostalgia is cool as shit until you have to kickstart it. Oh, I can't tell you how excited I was to see my family. More excited the second time around. Because, yep, it's about 1 o'clock, and I get to do that whole loop over again. But I'll just show you the ending because it went as fast as I did the first time. So I survived and completed all my tests. I ended up with 8th place in the 40 and over group, which, better than not last. So as I woke up to a beautiful departing Texas sunrise, I head back to Colorado for more adventures. Thanks for watching.